And then I'm sending a link right now to Facebook. Okay. Did it automatically restart, or do I need to send the link? Are you guys, I know we have sound now. We're here. Okay. So you guys, did you have to do something special, or did it automatically get us where we need to go? Okay. Yay. It was automatic. Okay. Yay. And you can hear me and you can see me. Yay. Okay. You had to refresh YouTube. So just let them know to tell people to refresh YouTube and we'll be live. Okay. I was saying, hi, it's really great to see you. And I wouldn't be anywhere in the world other than here with you today because, you know, full moons and total lunar eclipses bring the boys to the yard, as they say. Welcome in. I'm really excited. I have not had my proper full moon drum since June of last year, I think. And I've been playing this drum for you at the full moon for years. So I have my moon drum back. I was saying, I know, you know what, this is like not, this drum is nothing special, right? Like Remo makes frame drums. They're not expensive, but it's my full moon drum. I always thought it looked like the full moon. And we have been together for ceremony with this drum. So it's got a lot of, you know, energetic value and meaning to me. So I'm super stoked. I want to say welcome in. This is, we don't often have, right, a full moon total lunar eclipse. And tonight's in Virgo. This is big endings, big new beginnings around work, your professional life, how you do what you do, how you serve others, how you, honestly, how you show up as a healer in this world, how you create transformation. And because we've come out of this massive Pisces cycle into Virgo, remember they're opposite signs, right? If you look at the astrological wheel, Pisces is over here and Virgo's over here. So I really want to hear from two groups of people tonight in the feed. Yes, raise your hand if you are Pisces, sun, moon, rising, or Virgo, sun, moon, rising, because this one is going to hit different. You know, I don't have any of those placements, so that's not me. But if you have any of those, here's what I'm gonna be intuitive for a minute and suggest what I think you might be experiencing and feeling. Please say hi to Paxton, who has to participate with us tonight. He's more well behaved in the room than he is outside the room, so we've given up. Okay, so he's here for the eclipse. He looks like an eclipse. He's got a big new moon, dark moon on his butt. So here, I'll be psychic for a minute and tell you what I think you're going through, and you can tell me if it's accurate. Okay. I'm gonna go to my notes because I wanted to really read these questions to you. What are you dreaming about in your life, and how can you bring it into being? Right. So Pisces is all about the dreams, the visions, the sometimes hallucinations. Right. Pisces walks between the worlds. That was all of February. March is this massive transformation in Virgo, which is about practicality, grounding, material reality. So we are taking, especially if you're Pisces or Virgo in any of your major placements, we're taking all of our dreams now and we are living them. We are manifesting them. We are figuring out how to take a vision and create a product, or take a vision and create a service, or take a vision, right? So Adriana's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday to you, by the way. And thank you for checking in from where you are. And I'm thrilled that you're here. So last month was like, what do you really want? And so if I'm going to be psychic for a minute, I bet some part of you, whether it was like in your personal life or in your professional life, was looking around and saying, I want more of this and less of that, right? What is the saying? More disco, less panic, right? I want more sincerity and maturity in my relationships. I want less drama and you know, negative energy. I want more abundance and more respect in my professional roles. I want less burden and less complexity. So last month was that. What do I really want? What do I want more of and less of? Because you were dreaming. Now you're like, okay, so how do I do it? That's great. And you know me, because my Venus is in Virgo and my North Node's in Capricorn, as ungrounded as I am, how I love, what I love, how I create what I love, and then how I achieve success is actually very rooted in the earth. So this is, if any of that resonates with you, I'm going to tell you the next 48 to 72 hours, and then sort of slightly less, it'll be on the decline after that. But for the next 2 weeks, you're going to be challenged, but you're also going to be gifted opportunities to take all those things that you were like, dear Spirit, I would really love this. And now Spirit's like, great. So how are you going to do that? What does that actually look like for you on the practical level? And making everything happen in a new way. So I'm excited for you. Do you guys all have experience with eclipses? I mean, a lot of you in the feed are, my nearest and dearest. And if you're new, you won't be new for long. We're kind of a big family around here, and it's wonderful to have you. So if you're new to eclipses, then I just want to say this is unpredictable energy. Okay. It is, some people work with it intentionally. There's something called chaos magic, which is the process of working with energy that's unstable, because its volatility also leads to intense creativity and can be sexy. It can be really mysterious, and it can be, sometimes think about unpredictable people in your life are often the most fun. You don't know what you're going to get. So some people work with eclipse energy very intentionally. In my practice, as you know, I've been with you for, it'll be 14 years live doing these in the fall, which is really crazy. So for the last 14 years, I've been telling you, I don't do a lot of magic at the eclipse because it's sort of like reading the tarot reversed. You know what I mean? It's sort of like nothing is direct right now. Nothing is really clear. Remember that when the total lunar eclipse happens, it's the sun, moon, and the earth in alignment, right? And the earth is in the middle. So the shadow of the moon is covering the earth. And that's what the shadow of the earth is covering the moon. And that's what we experience as an eclipse, a total lunar eclipse. So I don't know if you could see it. I mean, even if we could see it, it's really cloudy. But the picture on this event page, by the way, I took in my front yard day before yesterday. I was like, this is so magic to see. It literally looked like a ring of moons. Did you see it? You're welcome to steal that image. I thought it was rad. I thought I'm actually going to print it and frame it because that was a no filter image. I took it in portrait mode on my phone, and I was like, we had an image for the event, and I was like, it's super pretty. Seriously found it. And by the way, cheers to our moderators. But it was a rad pic. But I was like, this one, I'm like, this is really singing to me. This image of the moon and all of her, it was like almost all of her manifestations was singing to me on a different level. I'm being choked by my necklaces, but I'll have to figure that out later. So anyway, I'm glad you're here, and I just want to welcome you in. Okay. So I'm going to back up the truck. I want to walk you through what this particular occasion is all about, how to work with it, and what it means for you. Okay. I do want to tell you too, we have something called an after party after these events. And so I teach classes, and one of them, we have an after party for the new moon and an after party for the full moon. And you can join our Wax and Wane program. It's $29 a month. And the moderators here will put the link up for you if you're interested. But tonight, we're going to be live together in our private community from 6:30 to 7:30 with kind of like the double click on tonight. I'm going to be doing more intensive readings. I like to do readings at the eclipse because basically what it's showing you is what's happening in the deeper subconscious, right? What's happening that's affecting you, but you can't see it. And how do we bring that to light? Cheers. Yeah. Thank you so much for raising your chalice. Beverly, you are a sweetheart. Yeah. So we're really happy that you're here. Okay. Yay. I'm glad. Okay. So I'm going to go into my notes now and just give you some more information, and we'll have to see how Paxton does. He's a little on the prowl tonight, but he's bored because he's been locked up all day. So I'm going to light my full moon candle. You're welcome to do the same if you have one. This is my old sage goddess candle. I'm almost done bringing you full moon candles of my own, but they're not ready yet. So Whatever full moon candle you have, in case you're wondering, like, what do I need for tonight? I would love for you to have a candle. What we want to do, first of all, there's celebrations around the world happening right now that represent the return of the light, because what is next week? It's the equinox. It's my daughter's sweet 16, by the way, tomorrow. Come on, Paxton. It's my daughter's sweet 16 tomorrow. So I always say I had equinox babies because my daughter's birthday is the 15th of March and my son's is the 31st of March. So my kids are turning 16 and 18 this month, which is crazy because y'all have known them since they were babies. But anyway, the equinox is coming. I'm super stoked. I don't enjoy winter. This represents the official end of winter and the transition to spring. And so if you've been looking forward to light and growth and beauty, then our seasons are right ahead of us in just a couple of days. So cheers and thank you for your good wishes. Okay. Powerful change. Some cycle in your life, no matter what sign you are, is coming to a conclusion now. And it probably is a multi-year cycle. Something that's been impacting you personally, professionally, or spiritually is coming to an end. And whenever there's an ending, there's a new beginning, right? There's the reverse side of the coin. And so I want you to think about where that could be for you. If you would, you'll want to look at where Virgo shows up in your chart to know how this will impact you directly. But in general, we've got some big ending, and it always comes with a new beginning. The universe does not, and I'll tell you something. There was a time in my life when I really didn't believe what I'm about to tell you, but I do now, because of all the experiences I've had over the last couple of years in particular. The universe really doesn't take anything away without bringing something new. But because we're human, we want the old thing taken away on Monday and the new thing delivered on Tuesday, right? Take my old couch away at 5 p.m., bring my new couch at 5:02 p.m., right? We don't want to be without. The universe doesn't function that way. Time is not linear. And so it can be a month between your ending and your beginning. It can be a year between your ending and your beginning. But the universe is not going to leave you stranded. And so the focus and the goal is for you to keep the faith, because that ending has to usher a new beginning. It's sort of like universal law. But what that new beginning will look like when it comes is different for everybody. So if anybody going through breakups personally, endings of certain business aspects professionally, could be transitioning out of a job or what used to be your role and responsibility into something new, all of that is going to be on the menu for this particular eclipse. Okay. Emotional shifts. Now, a lot of us see March as one of the most impactful months of 2025. And I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, moving, divorce, housing, right? Situations. It could be a tower moment. And do you guys remember when I pulled the cards for the collective, the major arcana cards in the tarot, and I pulled the tower card for, I think it was last month. But there's a lot of disintegration energy, letting things fall apart so they can come back together in a new way that ultimately is going to serve you better. So yeah, old relationships out, new relationships in. Old work roles and responsibilities out, new ways of being a professional in. Okay. The second half of March is going to be more powerful than the first. I don't know whether that's good news or bad news for you. I guess if it's not intense right now, it means hold on to your hat, because it could get weirder. April's going to be calmer. So I just want to tell you, let March be March, because it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster. And I want to read to you from my notes while I clear our space, because we're at 5:24 and I want to do a breath work exercise with you tonight. So if you want to have some stones with you, that's great. I have our full moon perfume, which is our peach marigold magic. So if you don't have this perfume yet, the moderators will link to it for you. I only have one full moon perfume now. I used to have a different one for every month, but now I just have one. So, and it's on our website on Etsy if you would like one. So Virgo governs work, service, healing, and this is my phrase, your baseline commitments. Who do you serve? Who do you serve? You ever think about that? My favorite model of leadership, I teach leadership and my PhD's in leadership. My favorite model of leadership is called servant leadership. And it's the idea that I may be the boss, but ultimately I'm only successful when the people around me are successful. So I'm here to serve them. What do they need to do what they need to do well? And that's my job, right? My job isn't to lift myself up, it's to lift everybody else up. Who do you serve? Okay. Yeah. So, for me, I look and I say, I serve you. I'm in service to you. I'm here. This ceremony is free. I've done these every month. I don't think I've missed maybe one full moon ever in those 14 years, maybe. So I serve our community. I serve my family. I serve my team. I serve my community, right? I find ways to be of service because for me, that makes me happy. That makes me feel like I'm of value, right? And so who do you serve is one of the most important questions. Here's the other question for tonight. There's 2 more questions, big questions. It'd be super fun for you to journal about this later, by the way. And you can share, I would love to have you share those reflections on our event page if you feel called to it. What or who is allowed to impact your energy field? What's allowed to throw you off center? Okay. So if you're in a state of like peace and gratitude and balance, what can actually come along or who and toss that around? The goal, and if you look at a lot of spiritual paths and traditions, they teach this, Buddhism in particular, right, is that nothing disturbs your peace. Christianity talks about this too. Islam talks about this too, right? So there should be a center where you go that's still and quiet. You find that center through your breath. You don't find it by anything other. Truly, what I've learned in my practice is the breath, the simple inflow and outflow of air, which I'm going to lead you through an exercise in just a couple of minutes. That is the only way into your center at the end of the day. Even grounding and going barefoot outside, and which for a lot of us is too cold right now, the breath is your way in. So what's allowed to disturb that? You could say, well, there's certain people, if something happens, I'm going to get thrown off, right? Or there's certain things that happen that I'm going to get thrown off. And Vanya said it beautifully. And Buddhism teaches us this, which is why when people say, well, what religion are you? I'm like, well, I'm a whole bunch of things. I'm primarily Christian. I'm a little Buddhist, and I play and dabble in the earth-based pagan realms, because it's all basically teaching the same thing if you really go down to the core principles. So for what the Buddhists crystallized for us in a way that nobody else does is the goal isn't happiness. You're not supposed to be happy every day. Joy is the upswing, right? Sorrow is the downswing. The baseline is peace. Everything's okay. I'm okay. You're okay. This is okay. I'm here. We're doing good work together, right? The work continues. I did my best today. I'm going to try again tomorrow. The goal is peace and balance. And then tonight's major question with this eclipse kind of overlay on top of it is, where are you going to focus? What is your focus for the next 30 days? I know you're overwhelmed, and honestly, don't tell me you're not. If you're not overwhelmed right now, you're not paying attention. It is, and I'm talking cosmically, we are saturated, inundated. So what do you do when you're overwhelmed? What I do is I make things really small, and I make things really neat, and I make things really simple. I really, really do. I bring it back to basics. And it's the cure for everything. And I'll tell you something, if you teach people around you how to do this, teach your kids, how do you make this simple? Oh my God, I've got so much homework, I'm overwhelmed. Oh my God, I'm never going to get this done before tomorrow. Oh my God, I've got this friendship thing. Talk to me about the baseline. That's going to be my mantra for tonight. What's your baseline, right? Like, how do you bring things back? And I'm fortunate because I have a lot of people in my life who reflect this back to me when I forget. And I'm here ultimately in service to you to remind you when you forget that that is your job. That's your role and your responsibility. And the Virgo full moon total eclipse is there are places in your life that you haven't done this yet. And guess what? The whole next 48 hours is about the universe going like this. This is where you're not done. You do a great job at home. Look at your professional life. You do a great job in your professional life. Look at your home life, right? You do a great job with your kids. What's going on with your partner? You do a great job with your partner. What's going on in your friendships, right? Are you able to hold the frequency? When the wind is blowing like it is outside, and Breeze and Lee and I were like about to just fly out of the garage today. It's seriously, it's like Wizard of Oz. You know, when the Wicked Witch is like flying on her bicycle, or what it looks like that outside. Like, it's literally an exercise today in stabilizing your foundation so that you don't get rocked and pushed. Whew. Yeah. And I'm going to give you one technique tonight. So we're going to work on something together. Virgo is mutable earth energy. Mercury and Venus retrograde this month are going to make us rethink how we communicate and how we create beauty in the world. So you got to fix your communication. You have to realign to a new vision of beauty and what you create and build. And you have to reevaluate how you show up in service to the world, because something is not in alignment. And you've got about a week to figure out what that is. And then you don't have to do anything. You just have to say, okay, I'm ready. Whatever you need me to do to come into greater alignment with my service in this world. I'm 51 years old. I mean, I'm stoked, right? I feel young and youthful, and I've got tons of energy most of the time. You know, I'm more than halfway through this ride, right? So do I have a bunch of time to waste? And I would encourage you just to think about the same thing. What's your legacy? This eclipse is actually about your living legacy as a human being in this lifetime. What will be said of you? What will be left on this beautiful planet when you're not here? How will we know what you meant to create and serve? So we're creating that together right now. Virgo medicine of the lifetime is about coming out of your head and getting into your heart. It's time to stop overthinking. And, I'm talking to you. If you want to overthink, enjoy that. But I bet it's not serving you, and it sure doesn't serve me. So we're going to do an exercise tonight to get you into your heart, out of your head. And then I want you to commit, if you're willing, to a practice where you do this every day until we meet again at the next full moon. This is our cycle, and this is our work, right? Yeah. How many people will just go, you know what? I love how much you overthink. It's my favorite thing about you. You don't let things go. You create your own stories around things. You project your reality onto me, even when it's not true. I love that so much. It's really improving our relationship with each other. Said no one ever. Okay, so I'm gonna work with my full moon perfume a little at your wrists. There's an ingredient in here called, I know it's weird, but it's called fleuve. It's the first spring flowers to bloom in the big tall grasses and wild fields and meadows. And it's like when I work with this perfume, it's like blue sky, right? Everything is possible, everything's available, but you gotta be willing to look realistically at your own patterns now and make some changes. The universe is supporting you. So not a person ever. Not a person ever. God bless you, Virgos, though. Because you overthink, you help us see things that we missed. So I'm not at all critical of Virgos for overthinking, but especially Virgo moons. Do I have any Virgo moons here? A lot of the most important people in my life have Virgo moon placements, like a lot. Even past relationships. I've only ever dated one person in my whole life who didn't have a Virgo moon, and my son has a Virgo moon. So I have a PhD in Virgo moon partnerships. And I think the hardest part is y'all don't stop. So for your own health and well-being, can we take a moment and just agree? Maybe this cycle you stop. What if it was okay to trust? You're enough. It's going to be okay. Things are falling into place. You're in the right place at the right time. You're absolutely on task and purpose. You're meant to be here. You're worthy. Um, like what if it was okay just to trust all those things to be true? What would you do differently? So I'm going to open our circle. Yeah, what's trust? The hardest part is to trust when your trust has been broken. But the universe breaks your trust so that you'll practice. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reporting the news, right? So let's drum a little bit. Let's follow the inhale and the exhale. I know. People go, well, I'm never going to trust again because I got screwed last time. And it's like, really? Really? You're here to get broken down and picked back up and put back together, and to get broken down, picked back up, and put back together. It's what we do. Yeah, open heart. I want to hug you too. I really look forward to live events this year. By hook or by crook, as my mom used to say. We're gonna see each other this year. Your heart has barbed wire. Oh, honey. Mine too for a minute. I mean, can we just have real talk? Like, me too. There have been times where I'm like, nobody's getting past that wall. But you can. And then it's discernment, right? Then it's discernment. All right, guides. God, Goddess, and Source of all that is, thank you for gathering us here on this really sacred night of change and transformation, what is hidden becoming revealed, your deepest needs and desires and truths becoming known. We thank you for wisdom and empowerment. We thank you for teaching us how to serve ourselves and each other in a good way. So guides and guardians of the East, thank you for new beginnings. Yeah. Thank you for helping us see clearly, to rise above the tasks and challenges of our daily lives to the 30,000 foot view. Right? Give us, hawk's vision, eagle's vision, to be able to see and rise, stretch our wings, find our wingspan. You are here, and we are here. Guides and guardians of the South, thank you for helping us connect to our passion, our desire, helping us embrace this transformation rather than resist it. We know it's here for a reason. To rise to the occasion of life. You are here and we are here. To the guides and the guardians of the West, element of water. This is the element of healing. It's totally on the menu for Virgo tonight. Thank you for healing us, body, mind, and spirit. Thank you for connecting us across space and time. Let the tears we've shed over the last year or a few months ultimately be an investment in our emotional healing and renewal. You are here and we are here. Amen. To the guides and the guardians of the North, this Virgo moon is a bow in your direction. Thank you for protection, peace, presence, teaching us to persevere in the face of odds and obstacles. You are here and we are here. We are here because you're here. And And then to the guides and the guardians of the vertical realms, the upper realm, angels, archangels, spirits, master teachers, to the middle realm, which is the here now moment and us together, and the lower realm, the bones, stones, and the planet herself. Thank you for showing us the gateway to power. Thank you for giving us access to all of the healing forces above and below and within. You are here and we are here. Big breath in. Exhale out. And together we say, hi Anna, yay. Amen. Aho. And so it is. That's right, Heather Winkler girl. Oh, I missed my drum. Isn't that yummy? She's like, I was just waiting for you. I was just waiting for you. Love that drum. It's my favorite drum. I'm here for it tonight. Okay. So we're going to do a little work. And then, like I said, in the after party, we're doing some readings with this deck that I was called to for tonight. Because what we're going to do is look a little bit at, and we've done a little bit of this work before. In the after party, we're going to look at past life patterns to see how they're coming up now, because the eclipse is a reminder of where you've been as a predictor of where you're going. So that's coming. I will be in that group tonight at 6:30 tonight. So you're welcome to join us if you would like. But for now. So what I would like for you to do is roll your shoulders back. It gets your posture right. When, we normally sit like this, and that constricts all of the energy flow through your chakras. So what we want to do is actually lean back slightly, or at least sit up very, very straight with your shoulders rotated back. That's going to create an open flow through your Sushumna, which is your central channel, and that's where all your chakras sit. So if you're stressed and you go like this, the thing that you're doing is actually constricting all of the energy and preventing it from flowing. So what you want to do is open and relax back. So get into that position for me. And we're going to play with our breath tonight because, like I said, it's the primal force of life. And, you took your first breath when you emerged from her body, and you will take your last breath one day. We all will. And so for this moment, when we want to really get back to what matters and what centers us, we're going to breathe. Have you guys ever breathed with another person intentionally and synchronistically? Aligned your inhale and your exhale. It's even better if you do it while you're like hugging, because hugs bring us heart to heart. Have you ever done that? It's pure magic. I do it. And then one day when we're together in person, I want to do a breathing session where like we all do that together. I don't know if people will be down with that, but like literally just like I'll come around and breathe with you, and then you guys can get into pairs and breathe with each other. There's something about two humans coming together, even if it's not physically intimate, just to breathe. But if you could try it with your partner tonight, this would be a great night to do this exercise. And it in a partnership, it can be very sexy actually to align your breath. It's even better when you don't do it intentionally, but you can say, hey, we're going to breathe together tonight. You ready? It is delicious. So you're welcome for whatever that gets you later tonight. I won't be there to participate, but I will live vicariously through you. So let's, can we breathe together now though? Would you like to? I know we're not hugging, but can we do it? You want to? So what I want to do with you is I want to breathe with you. So around the world, we're going to connect our breath. And here's my ask, okay? We're going to inhale for 2, and we're going to exhale for 2. And inhale for 2, and exhale for 2 when I start, okay? And what I want you to do is with each breath, I want you to call an energy in on the inhale, and I want you to release an energy out on the exhale, because that's what the eclipse is. Something new beginning, something old release, something new beginning, something old released. Okay, and we're just going to breathe with each other for a couple of minutes here. Now, this is going to make you a little relaxed. So people are always asking me, what can I do instead of a glass of wine at night? You can breathe. It's free. It's built in. I know. Well, I'll be your breathing partner for tonight. And then what you do with this wisdom later is going to be your own magic. Okay. So hands up, palms up on your knees, or whatever is comfortable for you. You can lay down. And I want you to just breathe normally here. Let your breath breathe you for a minute. And just bring everything into present time. Everything outside of you, crazy, weird, shifting, unpredictable. I want you to imagine calling all of the energy from the sides of you towards your heart, the energy above you and below you into your heart, the energy behind you. I want you to pull it around and call it back to your heart. So there's nothing of you out in the world right now other than this moment. Okay, and just let your body breathe. It's yummy. And now we're going to start the inflow, outflow. And I'm just going to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And so just relax and get into the rhythm. And then you won't have to listen to me anymore. You'll just flow together. Okay, ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now keep going. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. And now I want you to let your body breathe itself again and relax. And then we're going to do it one more time together, okay? Breathe with me. Just breathe with me. And now let's go back to the 2 and 2, okay? Ready? In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And let your body just breathe itself now. And when you're breathing, with me or with your partner or just on your own, you can start to stretch it out a little bit. So the most powerful breath. Oh, Brian Winchester, you made my night, darling. You did. The best breath, if you want to relax your whole central nervous system. I mean, I know I've taught you this before, but it's so powerful. It's called the Vagal breath, and it really does regulate your central nervous system. So I'm going to have you inhale for 2, hold for 2, exhale for 4. In for 2, hold for 2, exhale for 4. And we're going to do this for just a minute together. Are you ready? You ready? So we're going to inhale for 2. We're going to hold for 2. And we're going to exhale for 4. This starts to feel really good. This is where your bellies actually start to breathe together, right? Because that exhales long and the holding sort of develops it. In for 2, hold for 2, exhale for 4, in for 2, hold for 2, exhale for 4, inhale for 2, hold for 2, exhale for 4, inhale for 2, hold for 2, exhale for 4, inhale for 2, hold for 2, exhale for 4, and now let your body breathe itself again. Yeah, it is rectangle breathing, right? Inhale for 2, hold, exhale for 4, inhale for 2, hold, exhale for 4. Do you see why it's a rectangle? Alicia Hoover's exactly right. Okay, so now right here, I want you right here, stay here. From this place, because you're a little soft now. If you did all that breathing with me, you're feeling a little, almost like a half a glass of wine. Softens everything. From this place, I want you to tell me what you're going to focus this light on, what you're going to do in this void, right? Where the light of the moon is eclipsed. What are you going to change or transform? What agreements are you making? And then I want you to think about how this answering me from this place is a little bit different than answering me before. Because before you're going to be very conscious about it. Well, I'm changing this. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to focus my light here. Oh, okay. In this floaty place, it's like, it's different. It's a different question. It's more intentional. It's a bigger question. I want you to dig a little deeper, right? What can you really commit to for the next 30 days, for the next cycle until the fall eclipses come, right? To be nice to yourself, to be more floaty, right? And have less stress, right? Yeah. To be a little softer. Yeah. And yawning is natural. I always yawn. I probably will in just a minute because you said it. Opening to trust. Inner peace. Again, if we come back to the rhythm of tonight, the drumbeat of tonight, it's really about the fact that you aren't supposed to be happy every day all the time. Like, you got to release that burden. Virgo will teach us this, right? We don't have to be happy all the time, but we do have to be on task. We do have to be working from purpose and from center. We do have to be able to hold the space. And especially during these times, being human on this planet right now is super tricky, right? Stay in your magic. Financial freedom, finishing your novel, that's awesome. That's a great place to come back to. If there's a creative project or like a piece of art that you've been working on, I would love to see you recommit to that. Being present and grounded, right? Mm-hmm. Less fear. Getting back to healthier eating. Virgo's really good about appetite, digestion. So one of the things that if you are looking to change your diet or to lose weight, Virgo's really good at reminding us, only serve yourself the portion you can consume in life, right? Don't overconsume. You don't need to. Smaller portions, smaller tasks, simplified processes, right? Break everything down. Make it easier on your body to eat your food, right? Yeah, Alicia said facts. I'm trying to set boundaries. I commit to everything, but finish ? So Virgo's going to say, okay, so make a commitment to yourself. You're going to finish what you start this year. So you're going to pull back and go, can I finish that? I'm not sure I should start it. I'm only going to start what I can finish. Again, chunks. right? I'm the same way, by the way. I get super excited about things and I'm like, yes, I'm going to eat 5 sandwiches, right? I mean, energetically speaking, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to grow that. I'm going to build this. I'm going to work on that. And then I'm like, okay, well, now I'm overwhelmed. So it's like, let's have a bite of one sandwich. Okay. And then if we get through that one sandwich, then we can have another sandwich, but we don't need to order 5 sandwiches and then look at them and go, I ordered with my stomach. Right. So, trusting your gut, reading books, healing and taking care of yourself. Shanna says, not putting myself first, right? Or not putting yourself last, but putting yourself first. So it's very important. And Virgo is very, the one thing Virgos teach us too is how to be a little bit self-serving. They're okay putting themselves first, and they're good teachers of that. And a lot of us who put everybody else first all the time need to recenter and learn how to make ourselves a priority too. Your health is really, at the end of the day, what matters. And so much of you're already bombarded, right? The food you eat, the air you breathe, the stress that you are consumed by is already bad enough for your health. All of us, right? So the best thing we can do is breathe and remember to come back to that center. Okay, I want you to think about, before we break the spell, I want you to think about what in your life would improve if you were more centered, balanced, and aligned with peace. If you were more aware in every moment of what really matters, and if you were able to prioritize that instead of letting yourself be moved by every breeze and every gust of wind. And of course, the wind is almost stopped now since we started. It's listening to our conversation. Your relationship, better friendships. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think friendships are almost first and foremost what gets affected, right? Because those are the people who really oh my God, did I tell you this? And did you hear about this? And it's like, oh my God, my this and my that. And it's like, instead of just really receiving and centering and breathing, and yeah, it would regulate your nervous system for sure. And I love that too. Kim Smith said, balance reduces my pain. Have you noticed a reduction in your physical pain when you breathe intentionally? So the reason I wanted to do this tonight is I'm not one of those people who goes, you should meditate. Whenever people are like, oh, I'm super stressed, I've never told anybody you should just meditate. Because first of all, if they don't know what that means, they're not going to ask you. So they're going to go, oh, okay. And then they don't know what that means and they don't do anything. It's better to say, how often do you work with your breath? When was the last time you co-regulated with someone? Just a quick embrace, heart to heart, and just let yourself fully connect with their rhythm and their pace and their cadence, right? When was the last time you did that? And with your kids, it's super big magic, right? Teach your kids, when we give each other hugs, let's regulate together. Let's breathe. Maybe it's 2 breaths that you get in, but you learn to synchronize, and they're going to learn how to love that process. And then one day when they have children and when they're in a relationship, they're going to be like, when I hug, I breathe with the person, right? If you haven't breathed with anyone before, I'm telling you, it's a different level of intimacy. As I get older, we think all of our lives that intimacy is about sex, but is it really? Is that really the deepest intimacy you can have with another human being? Because I would tell you it's not. Some of these exercises, like breathing in particular, is deeper. It takes more conscious awareness and more intentionality, I think, to breathe with someone. So, I mean, can you have really great intimacy sexually? Yes, of course you can, but breathing is... I'm telling you, try it. Light some candles if you have an intimate partner. Light some candles, set the mood. I've got tons of playlists on SoundCloud. My Sensual Life playlist is the best one for this. And those, you can access those right away on SoundCloud. The moderators will put the link up. Just click on that playlist, light some candles tonight. It's about a 6-hour playlist. So, I think it might be 8 hours or even longer, but it's at least a full night's playlist. And just say, we're going to breathe for an hour if you're down for it. And just be in silence and watch the breath. Sometimes you're going to breathe more with their patterns, and then you're going to feel them breathing more with your patterns, and you'll get lost in all of that. So how are you feeling? Are you feeling more relaxed than you were? I just want to know, do you feel more relaxed than you did when we started? Because I do. This week has lasted 16 years. It's legit been a month-long week. And so I'm more embodied right now. I can feel my hips on the floor. You know, I always say I got to find my feet when I'm floating out of my body, right? So, and then if you want to just take this one step further before we release this energy, just lean back a little bit, just a little bit. You don't have to engage your core, but just lean back a little bit. Let the energy flow. And then the last thing I want to do, because from this place we can send some cool energy out to the world. So I want you to bring your hands to your heart. I want you to ask yourself how you're going to show up differently in your service this month. Your intention is going to be for your professional and work connections, because those are really highlighted this month. What's your intention? And then I want you to bring those hands to prayer pose, and then I want you to send that energy out into the world and release it. Full moons are so good for manifestation. So now you've set the tone. I want to be more mindful. I want to be more present. I want to be more calming. I want to be more reassuring. I want to create space for people to express and experience energy. I want to relax into moments more deeply and appreciate, right, my relationships differently. Cheers, you guys. Yeah, I have a new playlist called Mariposa on SoundCloud. That's my newest favorite. So there's some stuff you may not have seen if you haven't. I make about a playlist every 2 months that's new. So enjoy the playlists. I've curated them with love for 10 years. And so I'm glad that you enjoy them. Okay, let's release those guides and guardians who've so carefully attended our circle. Really, Angel? Is Mariposa your favorite playlist? It means a lot. I never create one unless something spawns it. And then I usually create it all in one night. And that's what happened with Mariposa. I was really feeling this intense wave of energy coming up. I think this is about a month ago. And it was beautiful energy. So I was like, God, I want to capture this moment. And so just song after song, that playlist made itself. So it tells a story. It's got a beginning and a middle and an end. I love that Dawn is yawning. Anybody else yawning? Mm-hmm. I know Jessica loves Tori Amos. I know that about you. And I also like Tori Amos. She's very much a muse. So guides and guardians of the vertical realm, the lower, middle, and upper worlds, thank you for anchoring us in this moment, helping us to enjoy this time together, and then connecting us with our higher power, spirit guides, ancestral wisdom. We release you. To the guides and the guardians of the north, thank you for your patience with us. Thank you for teaching us to breathe and be. We release you with gratitude. To the guides and the guardians of the west, thank you for continuing to teach us how to heal ourselves and each other, how to renew and restore our energy, and how to be in alignment with abundance and flow. We release you. To the guides and the guardians of the south, the playlist is kind of working with me right now, so it's a little fun. A lot of times Spirit will DJ these sessions. It's kind of cool. To the guides and the guardians of the south, thank you for helping me change without fear. Thank you for helping me embrace the unknown, trust the process, stay aligned with my passions and desires. We release you with gratitude. And then to the guides and the guardians of the east, thank you for new doors that open after old ones close. Thank you for clarity and vision. Thank you for helping me see what needs to be seen and having compassion for the challenges that come with seeing And the eclipses are going to show you stuff you didn't want to see. It started 2 weeks ago. You started seeing stuff about people and situations in your life that were uncomfortable for you right around Valentine's Day. Maybe the end of February, you started to see some stuff and you were like, ooh, really? And now you're integrating what you saw. Now you're like, okay, well, if that's true, what do I do with that? And then at the end of the month, you will finish that integration with the second eclipse that's coming at the new moon. So, and it's okay. Let people be human. You know what I mean? People are going to disappoint you. They can't help it. But what you can do again is find that center of peace and get back to it with your breath. So again, I'm not telling you to meditate, I'm telling you to breathe. And by the way, I'm sure you know this, put your earmuffs over the kids' ears real quick. When you have an orgasm, you stop breathing. Did you know that? That's why the French call it le petit mort. It's the little death. That's how they say orgasm in French. So anyway, breath is actually the opposite of orgasm. But the breath can almost lead you there. If you're nauseous, the breath can keep you from getting sick. If you're in a breathwork journey, or I'm sorry, a plant medicine journey, you can go deeper with your breath or go lighter with your breath. You can modulate the intensity of the energy with your breath. So you got to learn to be a master of this force. It's free. It'll take you where you need to go. Woo! I'm glad you were here. It does. It reduces your blood pressure. It regulates your CNS. It impacts the balance of hormones in your body. It can help with regulating your appetite, your metabolism. I mean, it's like the breath is the hidden secret in our culture, right? Who wants the opposite of orgasm? Well, I'll tell you this. If you breathe together before you do the thing and have the thing, it'll be more intense. You'll have to take my word for it unless you experiment. You're so welcome. All right. Cheers. May the eclipse be kind to you. You can always ask your spirit guides. I want you to teach me, but teach me gently. I want you to show me, but show me gently. I want you to guide me, but please guide me gently. Right? May it be so. All right. Love you guys. So a couple of things I want to tell you. I have a brand new class called Gem Journey. I think the moderators already put the link up in the feed, but it is my newest class on gems and minerals. I have not taught about gems in quite a while. It's been well over a year, and it's only $29, and we haven't started yet. So when you join, you get into our private Facebook group. There will be live crystal readings next week. And then our first class is on the 27th of March with Zircon and Spinel and the origin story of our planet. So I would love to have you join Gem Journey. Seriously, just pop the link in the feed. So I would love to just have you. You can click on that, run over there, join us. It's a really cool community, and we're going to do some really fun things this year. So it's affordable. It's live, but it's recorded. Everything's on YouTube for you. Our readings are in the Facebook group. So I want to make sure that you've registered for that class if you haven't already. I teach other classes too. So if you want to see the whole portfolio, it's on magicalentrepreneur.com. And we have class tonight. So I will see you guys in the after party at 6:30. It's 6:08 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9:30. We will start Eastern time, of course. And so I will see you guys this evening. Thank you to the moderators. Cheers to you guys. Thank you for being here. And I will see you soon. We have equinox ceremony next week in our private Facebook, or not in our Facebook group, on our private YouTube for Wax and Wane. So if you want to celebrate the turn of season and the welcoming of spring with me, in the northern hemisphere and the welcoming of fall in the southern hemisphere, that's where we're having that. And can you believe it's spring? We'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Thank you for your patience tonight. We'll see you.